If you think quantum computing could become one of the biggest technologies of the next 10 to 20 years, these are some ETFs investors are using to gain exposure to this industry. Hi, I'm Kelsey. I studied finance at Georgetown and built a seven-figure portfolio, all from investing in the stock market. Most people have heard of AI by now, but quantum computing is a completely different category of technology. Traditionally, computers process information in bits of one or zeros, but quantum computers use something called qubits, which can process multiple possibilities all at the same time. The idea here is that quantum computing could eventually solve problems that are basically impossible for today's computers to do. Things like drug discovery, advanced AI, cybersecurity, financial modeling, and massive data optimization. But it's important to understand that this industry is still extremely early. A lot of quantum computing companies are still in the research and development stage, and many are not constantly profitable yet. So this is generally considered a very high risk speculative investment theme. As always, none of this is financial advice. This is just a breakdown of some of the ETF investors use to get exposure to this space. First is QTUM, which stands for Defiance Quantum ETF. This is probably one of the most well-known quantum focused ETFs. It invests in companies connected to quantum computing, machine learning, AI infrastructure, and advanced computing systems. Some holdings have included companies like NVIDIA, IBM, Microsoft, and Rigetti Computing. The expense ratio is currently around 0.4%, which is relatively low for a specialized thematic ETF. And recently the returns have been extremely volatile, but very strong. QTUM returned over 50% in 2024 and over 36% in 25 after previously falling 29% during 2022. Another one is ARKQ, which is ARK's Invest. ARKQ is broader and focused on what calls disruptive innovation. This includes robotics, AI, autonomous technology, space, and some quantum computing exposure. This ETF is actively managed, meaning ARK Invest is constantly changing the holdings rather than simply tracking an index. And because of that, the expense ratio is higher at about 0.75%. And the performance here has also been extremely volatile. It gained almost 49% in 2025 and over 40% in 2023, but this also dropped nearly 47% during 2022. And honestly, that's important to understand with these themes like quantum computing. A lot of these ETFs experience huge swings in price because investors are betting on what the technology could become in the future, not necessarily what the businesses are earning today. Personally, I think these ETFs are specialized portfolio tilts rather than any foundational investment someone should be making, meaning they're usually not the core of someone's portfolio. Instead, they're often used as a smaller allocation for people who want exposure to emerging technology trends. Because investing in innovation can create huge upside, but we want to remember that it also comes with a much higher risk.